All right, RJ, another win. They're just stacking up. I love it.
They're rolling.
I know it's been
Yep.
awesome. It's great to see, another one going to the win column, another 2 points, helping out in the standings, closing that gap on the playoff race. The fact that each win is worth 2 points, it makes sometimes that gap look maybe a little larger than it is. If you start dividing it by two, all of a sudden it's 4 games, now 3 games out of a playoff spot. It doesn't seem so bad then when you think of it that way.
No, it really doesn't. And especially when you look at, right now, they're 3 games out with 60 games to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that seems entirely manageable, doesn't it?
It really, really does. So that's some good stuff. Obviously, a lot to talk about in this one. Kind of an
It was an
offense.
eventful game, right? I mean, a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 11 goals total. Very similar to that Ducks game we were at, although a little bit of an opposite result, thankfully. Um,
Yeah.
but yes, I mean, we got the shorthanded goals to talk about to kick things off, which totally got this team going. We could talk about Drieger's performance. I thought it was pretty solid, all things considered. But I think the big thing that we should address kind of early on is Jordan Eberle got hurt midway through this one, did not finish the game. I'm assuming it's probably still a little too early for any updates.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna really get one even, post game from Hackstall. I just don't expect to see that. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I watched the last shift that he played in the second, and I didn't notice anything obvious there. But I was told it might have been something earlier in the game, maybe in the first. I mean, he did kind of take a drive to the net, take a slash there.
Hmm.
It might have been on something like that. But yeah, I don't expect an update until maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, it is definitely something we'll be paying attention to. But if the Kraken are going to be putting up 7, maybe a survivable loss there. Everybody's super excited in chat. Got 30 people in here already. Only 5 likes though. Everybody, come on, like the video, like the stream. Yeah, Ty, double shorties. Let's go. So let's go ahead and start there, RJ, real quick with those shorthanded goals to kick off the game. Never quite seen something
Yes.
like that.
No, I mean, certainly not in Kraken history. I mean, that was the first and second shorthanded goals in Kraken history. And it really was a more aggressive penalty kill. And against a team like the Sabres, you can kind of afford to do that. And they let the momentum kind of swing that way. And yeah, I mean, just it was great to see, some lethal chances on the PK. We'd seen it kind of every now and again, in the season, but not consistently. And we saw it, 2 penalty kills in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of put together a lot of what we, haven't seen or they've struggled with. I think the big one for me, the passing was crisp on all of them, and that was a big reason why they happened. Just everybody being on the same page and the passing all working, and then being able to finish, breakaway opportunities, odd man rush
Yes.
stuff. That
Yes.
that's huge for this team. They've struggled with that a lot this year. Um, a couple people maybe struggled with it a little bit still today. Jaden Schwartz being the most notable guy.
Hmm.
That being said, he still got one
He
tonight.
got one
Good
at
to
the end.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see that. But yes, I mean, anytime you can kick off a game back to back shorthanded goals like that, like you just can't. And then that turbo effort, that effort by
Oh my
Turbo. Oh
God.
my gosh,
I mean,
like
that's what we love from him, right? That's everything that he brings right there in one play. Just the effort to steal the puck, take it away. He had Darlene draped all over him, and yet just undeterred, stuck with it. And that shot too. That's from a really bad angle. That's tough.
it
Like
was.
that is difficult.
That is an atrocious angle, and to get it was truly, truly awesome. Love to see it. So happy we've got Brandon Tanev on our team. Like,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
gosh. Solid road win. Let's go, boys and girls. That's from Sergeant Pickles. It was a solid win. Michael, solid W. A little worried about Drieger. Solid first, but multiple goals and plays in the second and third where he was out of position. Struggled a little bit there. I thought on almost all of Buffalo's goals tonight, it were kind of like team effort breakdowns.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I mean, there were some where also he was just trying to kind of get back to where he should be. But on plays that are tough, like that inboards bounce, like that first one, like it looks like, he's so close to getting it, but most goalies wouldn't even be close. It'd be a wide open net, how much he
Mm-hmm.
was able to stretch there. We kind of talked about goaltending styles a little bit too in the
Mm-hmm.
podcast, that was out today.
Yep.
So it just, it looks, it's different, aesthetically, style wise, just in how it looks.
Yeah, and can we talk for a minute about the boards there in Buffalo? Like, are
Oh my
those
gosh.
like made of rubber or something? They look like those little, those bumpers that you'll use to practice like passing against,
Yep.
right? One on
Yeah,
one.
no, they look just like that.
It looked like
Yep.
that because multiple times Sabres had shots, even before that first goal where that happened, where you could just tell like they were shooting way out, and Drieger was like, "Wait a second," because that's not normal. Um,
No, but the Sabres know what's up. I mean,
exactly.
this is their home ice. They know about those boards, and it can be a bit of a home ice advantage too. I know
Hmm.
the Red Wings back at Joe Louis Arena, kind
Yep.
of in their height in the mid 2000s, 2010s. They made a lot of plays like that off the active boards.
Yeah, and they knew there was like dead spots there and then active spots, and they all knew exactly where they were. And it was a nice home ice advantage for them. But yeah, that was something interesting. By the end of the game, the Kraken were taking advantage of that themselves, using that a lot to make some bounce passes off the boards to clear the zone. Happy to see them, kind of adjust to that mid game and take advantage of it for themselves. But yeah, I think overall pretty solid from Drieger. Not as bad as certainly some of the performances we had seen from him before.
Yeah, it looked different, even though he gave up a fair amount of goals. Like it looked different than previous performances.
Yeah, Striatic bringing that up with that next comment. Kraken 7, Sabres 2, Buffalo's trampoline end boards 2. That is
Seriously.
that is it, man. Lindsay, historic night and a big W. Keep it coming, boys. Yes, it was a awesome game. Good game. Keep it up, boys. Hope Eberle is a minor thing. That's from Ferris. Yeah, I hope so too. Fleury and Borgen, FB, free boys. Never lock them up again.
I like it.
I
I
like
like
that one
it.
too. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
another great game from Borgen.
Yes, I was glad to see that. I mean, a couple big shot blocks early and just, generally solid everywhere he was on the ice. I liked, figuring out the defensive assignments. There was a play in the third where, Tage Thompson was battling down behind the net and Borgen stood up to him, blocked one of his shots, and then followed him into the corner and just didn't give up anything body position wise. And, Thompson's a big guy. He's tough
Mhm.
to battle with. But, Borgen went right in there and won it.
Yeah, and I continue to like his the plays he's making with the puck, both in the defensive zone and in
Hmm.
the offensive zone. Guy just looks so poised and so calm about everything, and to do that after being a scratch for 20 games, to just come in
Yeah.
and be that like on it is really really impressive. So I definitely think he's playing his way in. As long as the team is performing this well, I got to think it's going to be really hard for Hackstall to make any changes.
Yeah. As long as they keep doing this, can't take him out.
Hunter, no defense in this game for both sides. It's a little lacking at times. Certainly for Buffalo at the beginning there.
Yeah, for sure. For Buffalo. And then also I think the Kraken didn't maybe close it down as much as they would have liked to in the second and third. It's one of those that, they're a skilled team, and so they ended up just scoring enough to get out of it. But it's one where a coach would probably want them to be a little tighter there in their own zone and just not allow as many chances.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, what a radical swing from the beginning of the season, where every time they had a lead in the third period, it was just defensive shell. We're not gonna do anything aggressive. We're gonna allow the other team to have 1,000 shots too. Now it's like, oh, we've got a lead, like we're just gonna go, all out all the time still, and if a couple trickle through, uh, we'll just deal with it then.
Yep.
So it is pretty interesting how much the identity of this team has shifted over the course of the season there.
Oh yeah.
Eric, it was the Borgen jersey.
Yeah, Dylan, did you see that picture? Like we were tweeting, it
Hmm.
was on Twitter. We were tweeting. That was
Yep.
awesome. That Will Borgen Sabres jersey. That is a gorgeous jersey.
Yeah.
Keep wearing that.
Yeah, for sure. And that was good. Nathan at work tonight, but just wanted to say hi to celebrate the W. Hey, Nathan, thanks for being here while you can. Michael, and once more for the people in the back, Tanev's hustle is elite. It is. I don't know that there's enough adjectives in a dictionary to talk about,
Hmm.
all the good things Tanev did effort wise on that goal, but it was just awesome. Alex, Tanev, beast mode. Lindsay asking the question, starting Grubauer against Detroit?
Yes. I would. Yeah,
I
again,
would
this
too.
is kind of the rotation you want to have, and
Hmm.
that's you start Drieger now, you start Grubauer Detroit, and it works out.
Yeah, we talked about that either on the podcast or last time on this. I was
Yep.
saying that they should each get a start these next two road games, then you can kind of make the call where you feel like everybody's at for that Edmonton game
Yep.
on Friday. Hunter, any news on Eberle? Probably not tonight. Um,
Yep.
Unfortunately, we begin the climb towards the playoffs. Yes, we do. They're still very much in reach. A lot of time left.
For
Uh,
sure.
Hopefully nothing serious for Eberle, for sure. Lindsay, loving the Flurry Borgen pair, by the way. Yeah, we love that. Alex, Dylan with the fresh haircut. No, I just got it back in the pony. Just
Yep.
pulled it back tonight after the shower I had earlier. Let's see. Happy Kraken win. The doggo made it on to the Root broadcast.
Yes, yes. Like I sent a picture there of his dog, and I love to see that too. And
Mhm.
yeah, it made it onto the Root broadcast, which is really cool. Yeah, congrats on making it onto the broadcast.
Yeah, that is awesome. Not a single penalty call on Buffalo. Yes, definitely slanted in this one
Oh
when it
yeah,
came to
I would say
things.
in this game,
And
but
it
yeah.
was kind of interesting because there were times where I felt like the refs were really swallowing the whistles for both teams. Like there
Hmm.
was a couple back and forths where guys were just like interfering with each other or tripping each other up, and the refs were just like, "We're not going to call
It's one of
anything."
those games they're not going to call anything. But then you get a few
It,
softer ones. Yeah, on the Seattle
yeah,
side, it seemed like it only went one way.
yeah, it wasn't the most consistently called game that I've seen this season. That is for sure. I wanted a McCann Hattie, but alas, yeah. Uh, I mean, both of his goals were pretty remarkable. Like just feats of
Yes.
hand-eye coordination and awareness to think that quickly. That first one, the way it just snaps right off the goalie, right to his stick.
Hmm.
Like, do you hear the
I mean, to
sound that
corral that,
made?
that is, I know that is so difficult. I
Yeah,
mean, like that puck should have just gone off into the corner somewhere. Yeah, no, a great skill to corral that and then just to put it in the net. So I
right,
mean, but he's such a skilled player.
right. And then the second one later to receive that pass and just send it in that way. Like that was just awesome. Uh, let's see. Glad to see Turbo get another goal, shorthanded no less. Yeah, it's good to have him back on the board. It was call penalties on Seattle until it's tied mode tonight. That's from Alex.
Yeah, I
It
believe that
felt
is
that
called
way.
game management.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy is you would have thought after those first two shorthanded goals, Buffalo would be like, no, no, just
Okay, yeah, no, let's
stop. No.
not. The
Uh,
refs, you're not helping them.
yeah, really. Maybe they were doing that on purpose at that point. And they were like, oh, okay. Stratic, the fourth goal is on me, everyone. I thought it might be nice if the Sabres got more shots to improve Drieger's save percentage and jinxed him. Massive apologies. All right, you heard it here, everybody. Striatic,
Yep. Careful what you wish for.
right there. Carson Soucy with the first ever shorty, and it was a beauty. That's from Jason. It was a really, really nice shot.
Yeah, who had Carson Soucy to score the Kraken's first ever shorthanded goal?
Yeah, but just that whole play, right? Gord
I know that was
corralling it
effort by
behind the
Gord
net,
down low. Yeah,
coming out, making
Gord
that
makes so
pass.
much of that play happen. Yeah.
Can we talk about the passing just a little bit, especially all the like east-west cross zone passes that they were making today and the zone entries, RJ?
Yes, finally. Yes, they had some really good-looking zone entries. I think, part of it is also just the confidence of maybe playing against a team like the Sabres that maybe you feel can't punish you as much if you try something, that's a little extra and it goes the other way. But they looked confident. They had varied attack. I mean, like Dill, you go into it. I know you're the big X's and O's guy.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that when they were in the neutral zone, they were looking for each other rather than just kind of
Hmm.
head down, okay, I just got to gain the zone and then we'll figure something out. It was very clear that they were, obviously yesterday was a kind of a travel day. I doubt they practiced any of this that much, but it was clear that their whole game plan was to, okay, we're going to get it on one side, and then before we get out of the neutral zone, let's try to get it to the other side of the ice. Let's go east west and
Yep.
then make the zone entry on the other side. And what a difference that makes.
Hmm.
Still a little bit, hints of the dump and chase in there, but that does seem to be feeding into their overall offensive system, which, hey, we have an offensive system now. That's pretty awesome, too.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's pretty nice. And you can see from that when they retrieve the puck and use the points, they create some
mhm.
good chances off of that. So
Yeah,
Creative Moxie down at the bottom of the chat. It's almost like they've been listening to your podcast.
it
Keep
really
listening,
is.
guys.
I know it really is. But yes, I love their whole like, hey, we're going to utilize behind the net to kind of create
Hmm.
offense that way, buy some time, make sure everybody gets set up in the offensive zone, and then their cycle in the corners. They'll always have like the center and a winger kind of cycling in the corner in there, and that's been pretty impressive too. So, um,
Yep.
really happy with everything they're doing. Michael, Kraken so far have scored as many touchdowns as the Seahawks tonight. That is
Yep.
true. Let's see. Love the shorthanded goals. I was cooking dinner and Tanev's second shorthanded goal had me punching the mixing spoon in the air. I love it.
Yes.
That's what hockey's good for. The passion. I love it. The broadcast replayed the play where Eberle got slashed and limped off the ice. Yeah,
So it was that slash then. Okay. It looks like it was that then.
I was gonna say that is the one downside of me watching all of these away team broadcasts.
That's true.
Obviously,
They're not going to show that.
yes, they're resulting in wins, but I thought about that the other day after I had made the comment about not being, not knowing what had happened to Appleton when he looked like
Right.
he was banged up, and I realized, oh, I'm not getting any of this because why would the other team
Right. And I saw
broadcast
that play with
there?
the slash. I just didn't think anything of it when Everly came back afterward.
Yeah. Joey, refs were horrible. How does Sabres not get a single penalty? Even by mistake, you get one penalty. I mean, we've seen a couple games where the Kraken haven't, taken penalties.
Yeah. No, they've been in some really low penalty games just in general.
Yeah, which certainly while the power play was struggling, I guess
I
that
know
was
Hackstall was asked
fortunate.
about it at one point. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on the refs.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Can't stop saying Turbo Shorty. That's a good one. We got to get on the shirt for that.
Yeah, there we go. Got to put that on a shirt.
That'd be a good one. What's up with Buffalo's backboard? How are they so bouncy? I don't know. It's just different makeup, different chemical components in there, I guess. A lot more rubber. Alex, not to be a downer, but Dunn got caved from an expected goals perspective. That's a little surprising to me, considering, at least in the first period, how active he was offensively.
In the final two periods, there were a few moments where I thought Dunn, made some plays I didn't really like that much, or kind of was stuck in his own zone. So I'm not too surprised to see that. Yeah, I thought of all the defensemen, he was probably the one that stood out the least to me in a positive way in the second half of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, that's his game. Like, we knew if there's going to be a defensive weak link, or there's going to be someone who's going to pinch up at the wrong moment, or maybe make a questionable pass,
we
it's
do
Vince
know that,
Dunn.
yeah.
So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
look at those offensive chances he was helping produce in the first period. It's the trade-off. Incredible first period, great forechecking, and a lot of bounces went our way tonight. Tanev was fighting all the way to the end to score the second shorty in Kraken history. Yeah, and I did like, I'm pretty sure it was the team itself, right, that changed the graphic up for him right after the
Yes,
Susie
no,
run.
that was
that
great.
was awesome.
Good job, social media team. That was good.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, again, from one extreme to another, we can't start a game to save our lives, to now we dominate the first period every time we're going out there. Like, what's the like?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
They're learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, although brought it up a little bit, maybe issues finishing last game, definitely more so this time. So maybe at some point we'll find like a nice in between where we just play a solid 60 minutes. It's all good.
Yep.
All the way through. Didn't see any bad defensive lapses despite giving up 4. Was super impressed by Borgen and Fleury connecting those long outlet passes. Yeah, I mean, it's just all clicking now. All the practicing that they've been doing on those transitions and everything, it just feels like everything's clicking. And
yeah, it is. I mean, the one big defense, and it wasn't even defensive lapse, it was just a bad turnover. It was from Alexiak, and that one just ended right at the back of their net. But
yeah. But yes, it is impressive, Borgen and Fleury's chemistry.
Yes, it really is. I mean, especially early in the game, there were a few moments where they had to hand off defensive assignments like several times in the first couple shifts, and they just did it seamlessly, switching ends of the ice and who's going for the puck. It's just like they didn't even need to say anything. They just knew.
Yeah, and they did that in the Florida game too. So
Yep.
I guess that's a question for you, because you've been to a lot of the practices and morning skates and stuff. Were they working together a lot when, Fleury was also out of the lineup?
Well, yes. Basically, how it worked is whichever of the rotation guys. So it's basically, remember the Fleury Susie rotation, and it seemed like one of them in, one of them out every game. So whoever was out would be paired with Borgen. So that's kind of how it worked. So
Hmm.
for all the games that Susie was slated to be in, Fleury would be the guy paired with Borgen. So I guess that built up some chemistry there.
Yeah, I mean, either that or they're just naturals with each other, and that's that's cool too. It happens.
Hmm.
But yeah, really awesome. Uh, hey fellas, great win. I don't want to go anywhere negative, but does Flurry not play a lot because he doesn't know how to skate?
I mean, the skating stride isn't the best I've seen, but like he's okay.
He's okay. Not quite having the same issues Colin Blackwell was having in that Tampa game. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think I talked about that. Was that when we did the podcast with the full roster review? For some reason, he still looks like that kid that grew really
Yep.
fast and struggles a
Yep.
little
No,
bit
you
with
that
that
is
like
where you mentioned it.
lanky coordination thing. Yeah, but you can still be an effective defenseman without being a smooth skater. It happens, and he's been still playing really, really well despite of it all. So I'm
Yep.
not worried about it. Gordon Tanev absolutely lethal if they get the puck on the forecheck. They are. Again, this is this new style of offense. This whole we're gonna play below the goal line and kind of grind things out and get guys
Yeah, it
open.
suits their game very well.
Yeah, use the point, take point shots, kind of then clean up stuff. Almost like what I was saying way back when. Remember all those times, RJ? I was like, you use the point shots, create chaos in
Yep.
front. Let's go.
You've been saying it.
Very, very interesting. Jason, boards were very problematic for the D tonight. Pucks seemed to slingshot off of them. They did. They were. It was pretty wild, but it's
Yep.
also kind of fun to watch. Just something different. You like to see it.
Adds an
Uh,
element of chaos.
yeah, it gets you up out of your seat. It's fun. Yanni's 200th point couldn't have been more Yanni. Pressing hard on the forecheck, comes up with it, dimes the apple. Selling my ass off for that, my dude.
That's great. Yep. Totally on brand.
Yeah, no, he had a really good game. One of his better games, I thought.
Yep.
He looked like Yanni again after we had seen, maybe he was focusing a lot on defense. We've been talking about that. It seemed like he was back to being the exciting Yanni Gord again.
Hmm.
2-0 with Will Borgen if this trend continues. I see
Keep
no
it
reason
going.
why it couldn't or shouldn't, really.
Yep.
Appleton's first Kraken goal was super greasy, but I loved every minute of it. Yeah, but it seemed to fit him.
Exactly. I love that it was greasy. That's what he's supposed to bring.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so excited. He was so
Mm-hmm.
pumped up to score that one. So, that's really an Appleton type of goal. So I'm so glad to see it.
Yeah, go to the net, good things happen. It can be that simple sometimes, and that's what that goal was. That's a record for the Kraken, says Forsland. JT Brown responds, everything is a record for this team. That
That's
is
the
true.
nature of an expansion team. Yep.
Yep, every first, they all got to start somewhere. Going to see a lot of them this year, but then it's exciting, gives us all something to look back on, and maybe let us beat up on some people in some sports bar trivia 20 years from now.
Oh yeah. Remember everything.
All the youngins later on will have a leg up on them. 2-0 with Borgen, yeah, and also no goal scored while he's on the ice. That's from Eric.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's see. I was blowing on my TV screen to try to get that one squeaker over the goal line, but it didn't work. Luckily, we didn't need it. Yeah, I mean, that one was so close.
That was so close. Yep.
Uh,
I forget where I saw it. It was a few years ago, but there was a fantastic tweet where a play just like that happened. And it said, the reason that Canadians, love hockey is because it's really just like high speed, full contact curling.
I mean, it is sometimes.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, I guess real quick, we should talk about it also. Dustin, uh, every single time. I can say his name, the Buffalo goalie. Every time I go to say it,
Tokarski.
though, I freak
Dustin
out.
Tokarski.
Tokarski. I know. I could. Oh, it's just.
Spokane Chiefs legend, Dustin Tokarski.
I know. It's just one of those names. You know how I struggle with the names when I'm on
Yes,
the
that is
spot. I
true.
don't know why I do that.
Who's that Avs winger? Defensively good, Valeri.
Nichuchkin.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the choo choo trade thing. That's how I'm gonna remember that one. Oh my gosh. Interesting. I thought he's such a weird goalie to look at, especially on breakaways, because it looks like there is room over his blocker's side, but there's also like no room there.
I know it's weird. His whole stance is weird because he's got his legs wide, so he's out there, but he's got his shoulders up like this, trying to
Hmm.
take away everything. And yeah, it's just an odd stance. But I mean, you kind of have to have that when you're one of the smaller goalies, like he is, I guess. Play some mind tricks.
Yeah, but I only bring it up really because of that first breakaway opportunity for just Jaden Schwartz,
Yep,
because
tried going there,
he
took it
went
away. It
going there,
wasn't
and
fair.
like I was looking, and it like I see what he was seeing. It seems like
Hmm.
it should work, but also at the same time, it's just like impossible to get over that shoulder for some reason. But yes, that one for Riley Shahan, so close. Would have been nice for him to get one too. He's been
I
playing
think it
really
was
well.
Johansson.
I thought it was Shahan.
Pretty sure it was Johansson.
I'm pretty sure it was Shahan
All
because
right, chat. Tell
they
tell us who's
they
tell us who's
showed
right,
him on
chat.
the bench afterwards. Granted, it was
All
the
right, chat.
Buffalo
Who's right? Is it
broadcast.
me or Dylan?
It was the Buffalo broadcast.
All right.
Let's see. That 4 p.m. start at work was a killer. Got to go back and watch the first two periods tomorrow. That's from Jared. Yeah, it's fun in the sense like for these we don't have to stay up until like past 11 for the post games, but yeah, it's also hard if you're work until 5 and then you gotta
Hmm.
commute home and all of that. Drigger did a full split to try and catch the bounce, which was impressive in its own right. Yeah, I mean, he was trying. Like, after the first, certainly the second one that ended up going in off those weird bounces, you could tell he
Hmm.
was trying to be aware of that, but it kind of goes against his, like, aggressive goalie style.
Right, but yeah, good effort on that Murray goal.
Hmm. Jason Thompson. I love Vince Dunn's scrappiness. You'd think he was a 6'7" guy. The way he gets in people's faces, he has been surprisingly,
Been the biggest surprise from him this season. We know what he brings offensively, but yeah, the scrappiness is something that we didn't really see coming.
no, but I'll take it. It does make him a lot of fun to watch. Do we got anything down below? Everybody agreeing with
No,
me
I don't
yet?
see anything in. Come on, what was it? Johansson or was it Sheehan on the one that was rolling in almost?
And if you don't know, just pick whichever one of us you like more and say their guy.
Yes, that's the real answer. Yep. Even better if you don't know. Just tell us. Yeah.
Can we get a scout breakdown of how Susie, Fleury, and Borgen have been doing? They all catch my eye for different reasons. Yes, Sergeant Pickles, it's because they all do different things really well. I guess real quick, I've been talking about Borgen, his poise with the puck and his decision making. He does a good job, especially in the defensive zone, of kind of reading where the puck is, getting to it, and then knowing what play to make with it. He's not going to do anything spectacular with it. He's going to take the safe option, but he's going to make sure that he at least sends that safe pass with enough juice that it's going to get there, and you don't have to worry about things, and then you can ultimately break out of the zone like that. Fleury, we've talked about. I've always loved his shot. Skating's an issue from Fleury. Maybe defensive awareness at times can also be an issue with Fleury. He has a little bit of that Lauzon, I'm going to puck watch at times. That being said, him playing with Borgen has been really nice because, they kind of complement each other in that regard. Borgen doesn't really ever puck watch, and that's why he can kind of be boring at times. Borgen's shot blocking again. I know you tweeted about it. That's been awesome to
I
see.
love it.
And then Carson Soucy, my favorite thing about Carson Soucy is, especially when he's defending rushes, is his, whole, like, kind of classic, I'm going to play the man, not the puck. Like, there's been so many times where he just steps up, gets tangled up his hands in with the other guy's hands, and the puck can then just be picked up by his D partner. I absolutely love when Carson Soucy does that. I've been impressed. I didn't really see him much in Minnesota before he came to Seattle, so I've been impressed with his ability to move the puck out of the defensive zone. His kind of breakout passes. I know that wasn't something that was surprising to other people like you, RJ, that it's seen a little bit more of him, but
Yep.
certainly you don't look at a guy of his size and with his kind of physical, solid defensive game and then go, oh yeah, that guy's like a borderline elite puck mover too.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, so
So checking chat,
those are some
Dylan. We
good
did
ones.
get some responses here. Striatic says it was Johansson, pretty sure. Nathan says Johansson. So either I'm right or they just like me more. And then Lindsay, leaving no doubt, she says, let's go with RJ. I don't remember.
All right, all right, all right, everybody, come on. I'm telling you, they showed Shahan on the Buffalo broadcast afterwards. So
Well, of course, he's a former Sabre. Of course they showed him.
I know, but they were saying it was his shot. So look, now they were wrong about other things. They forever said Mason Appleton's number was 23. So
Okay.
they said it multiple times tonight. They did not know. Oh, who was it? Somebody's number. Like they would only ever refer to them by number. They had no idea whose name it was attached to.
Oh
Trying
boy.
to remember that one. That one was
They just
also funny. So if it
get a
was,
game sheet like
I know, I know. But if it was Johansson, then I will cede that
All
because
right.
I'm gonna blame the Buffalo broadcast.
Sergeant Pickles says JoJo. All right, yeah. When a
All right.
Dylan chimes in and says that I'm right, that's how we know.
Yeah, traitor. That's all right. Yep, I blame Buffalo broadcast. Love 10 of Tenacity. Keep it going till the puck goes in for sure. Great game. Yanni was back today. Defense had some key breakaway stops. Wenberg took more shots. Wenberg's been playing, quietly, really, really nice. I think their new offensive system suits him a lot better than the old one. That kind of weird half-board triangle thing that didn't really work for anybody. Yeah. This does work him a lot better. His passing and stuff. This can utilize that a lot better. Joshua, hi everyone from the Seahawks game. Looks like a good Kraken win. We'll watch it tomorrow along with the post game. Just want to say, hey Joshua. Hope you're enjoying the Seahawks game.
Thanks for checking in from the Seahawks.
I know,
game.
that's pretty sweet.
Out of NFL game, thinking to join in. I appreciate that.
Yeah. To that point too, is this win streak without Giordano going to move him down the lineup? It's from Jared.
I think it will.
I do too.
And it might not necessarily be the worst thing for him, too. I think in a more limited role, that might be better for him.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that, too, on the podcast towards the very end. Team looks good without him. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I know he's the captain. We were all excited to get him. We thought he was going to be all this stuff. But if the team looks this good without him, maybe then that makes him a little more expendable. We know other teams have expressed interest in him and stuff. Probably more so than anybody's expressed interest in Jeremy Lauzon. So,
that might be an easier move to make.
It just happens sometimes. Sometimes guys just don't work out in one place for whatever reason, or the role you have kind of put aside for them isn't really the role that they need at that time. It's just one of those things, couldn't see it coming starting the season, but it is where we're at now. Let's see. This does show how we may be as good or better after we get something for Geo. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's all lining up.
Creative Moxie quickly mentioning they had Lockett on their fantasy team. So do I. So hoping for a big game.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need it too, RJ.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, maybe 4.
Yep. Got to talk about Alexiak's turnover. I'm a huge fan of the quick centering pass to the low slot, way safer than it looks, and enables a quick central breakout. But up 3, maybe you go glass and out.
Agreed. I mean, it's tough because the player who was coming on it was like really quick. He kind of came from his blind side. But yeah, exactly. That's why you want to go safe on a play like that. You'd rather just go glass and out than do something that has a risk of turning it over like that.
Yeah, and you guys all know my thing. I play it safe in all those situations, I think. Yep. I think it's just better. I had doubts about the Alexiak-Susi line, but they are looking like a pretty good pairing. Again, kind of another pairing I didn't see coming, working as well as it is, but it's really working well. And I couldn't tell you why.
No, I couldn't either. I mean, it's just one that looks so redundant, but they're doing well enough at getting the puck out of their own zone and just doing the things that you'd think maybe they both would lack in their game, that it's working out really well.
I guess in some ways, now that I'm taking a moment to think about it, because it's not as obvious as the Borgen Fleury thing where it's they're just totally synchronized with each other. It doesn't look like that, but as I'm thinking about it, both their games, it does complement each other. So in the defensive zone, obviously Susi, like I was saying, he likes to play the man, body guys up. Alexiak, maybe not his favorite thing in the world. He'd rather use his stick in those kinds of situations. So that could be something that, why they're working together. Susi can body somebody up. Alexiak can come in, take the puck away, make a move with it. And then offensively, Alexiak kind of likes to drive the lane a little, kind of go to the net, skate into the offensive zone where Susi is going to stay back. He'll fire a point shot or he'll make a pass. Really, that's what he prefer to do, is make the pass. So in that sense, they complement each other there. You don't have to worry about both of them maybe pinching up in any sorts of situations. Susi's always going to be back, and that can then free up Alexiak to kind of do what he wants to do more. So talking it out, I guess that's what's working about it. It's
Yep,
just
good point.
not quite as obvious as the other one. 7-4 feels more like a Seahawks game than a hockey game. Lots of goals to be excited about, so not complaining. It's from Two Tone Xylophone. Yeah, it was a good game. A win is a win is a win anyway, but definitely happy to see the offense. It's always just more fun.
For sure.
And how confident did they look? Like that
So
first period,
confident.
I love to see
Yep.
that because
Yep. They were rolling.
they needed this so bad. They needed
Yep.
this. Hey boys, didn't get to see the game, but seems good. Did we let in goals for legit reasons, or is it a sign of lingering challenges? It's from Braun. Uh, I guess they were kind
Not
of
too.
legit reasons.
They were, but I'm not too worried about the goals against. I mean, it's something that they showed, when the game was still, because for a little while it felt not like the game was out of hand, but it was out of reach at least for
Hmm.
Buffalo. I think that's when the Kraken kind of softened up and when you saw some of those real chances against. And so I think when the game was close, there wasn't really anything that I was worried about.
Yeah, no, me either. I think there was maybe an element of the Kraken kind of taking their foot off the gas in that third period, and you know, you can let teams back into games in situations like that, but also at the
Yeah.
same time, it didn't seem like Buffalo was 100% committed to the comeback, so it
Yeah.
ended up being just fine. Tanev showing why he's a fan favorite. Drieger looking like a solid starter, and defense finally looking properly spaced out. Kind of nailed it. I mean,
Yep.
those are the
Got it.
key takeaways. Rock them Jordans. Um, hard to hear while watching Hawks game, but we'll listen to later. Let's go Kraken. Awesome. Good to have you here. Another Dylan. Let's see. Uh, drop the beat for the Emerald City dance party. You know what they're
Okay. I
referencing
mean,
there? Referring to a
I don't
Lindsay
know.
thing from further up in chat, but I don't
Weren't you
remember
doing
seeing
something like
anything.
this with Afra or something? Weren't you?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't remember what you were doing.
yeah, because she was sitting here on the bed next to me.
Yeah.
Um, Kraken are 3-0 when I'm watching the away team's broadcast, just say, and that's from Hunter. 4-0 when I'm watching the away team's broadcast with the sound on. The Lightning
Yeah.
game doesn't count because I had it muted because we were doing the live commentary. There is something to this, everybody. So keep it up, Hunter. I plan on keeping it up. Let's see. Did anyone else hear the FU bombs exchanged between Fleury and the
Oh,
ref?
yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. No, the broadcast picked that up for sure.
And the ones between Tanev and Jeff Skinner.
Hmm.
Those two. Uh, that's just one of the things.
It
Also,
happens.
yeah. Picked up a lot of music from Buffalo, at least the broadcast I was watching too.
Interesting.
Interesting music choices in arena too. Got some ska going on when they score, some real
Hmm.
big fish action. Enjoyed that. That was fun to hear. Then some,
There was
old
the Party
stuff.
USA goal song.
Yep. So that was fun. Sergeant Pickles, thanks so much for the super chat. Gatorade's on me, boys. Great win, and just want to say I appreciate your dedication to doing these post games. Brighten my day, win or lose. Thank you so much for joining us, Sergeant Pickles, for all of these. Really, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate everyone being here. It's just so much fun for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, Brighton's our day too, for sure.
Let's see. Where was I? Up here. I think you guys have said this before, but McCann seemed like he could be our leading scorer by the end. I mean, I won't say what would keep that from happening because I don't want to,
Yeah.
bring anything bad around. But yeah, it seems difficult for that not to happen at this point.
Hmm.
And I think it makes a lot of sense. Just with his shot, with
Yeah,
his
it does.
reflexes.
I mean, we've seen what he can do, just the offensive instincts. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Talk about here in Flurry there. Kraken are third in the league for defenseman goals. Yeah, I saw that stat too, Hunter. I mean, it makes sense, especially now that the defensemen are activating so much in the offensive zone. They're taking more point shots, but they're also, clearly the coaching staff has freed them up to, you know, drive to the net if they want to. In Alexiak's case, walk up if it's done, kind of play more along the half boards, down low into the face-off circle. So I see no reason why it shouldn't start and stop doing that. And again, the depth they have on defense.
Yep. I mean, that's a big part of it too. Just something that's hard for any other team to build, certainly with the expansion draft, having looming on them.
Yeah. Had to grab the Geeky Squad shirt out of the dirty clothes, but it remains undefeated 4-0. That's from Rexology.
There we
Yes,
go.
that's working too. I love how we've all got our streaks going. And thanks so much for supporting us with the Geeky Squad shirt, everybody,
It
as
was a good night
always.
for that with that one-handed pass, for the assist. Love it.
Played a good game. Also, like, interesting how they were just kind of interchanging Geeky and McCann centering that line.
I know, because I've been trying to figure out who's the center on that line, and it looks like both of them at different times. But I like it. You know what? It works.
Yeah, it really works, and I think they should continue to do that. As always, everybody, merch link down in the description below. Thanks to everybody
Yeah, we gotta plug the merch.
who helped us all out over the weekend. Is the code still working for Cyber Monday?
I believe it is. Yes. So Cyber Monday, but it expires tonight, like midnight tonight. So go use that code. It's ECH 15% off all merch purchases on our store. So go check that out. Last day for some savings.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for that. Let's see. There's Lindsay with the Emerald City Dance Party. I know. So when we were having the losing streak, there was a lot of talk about Hackstall being a bad coach. Now that we're winning, how much credit goes to the coach and system, and how much is just puck luck? It is a balance, Trips. I will say though, if it was just puck luck, things would look different, and we would still be griping about a lot of the same things. It really does look like the coaching staff came together, changed things up. We've been talking the last couple games. The offensive system is completely different now, where guys are
Yep.
kind of setting up how they're cycling the puck. The fact that they're utilizing the defensemen more for point shots, all of that stuff. Obviously, the changes made on defense, maybe that was just all kickstarted from the Geo COVID situation, but also at the same time, I do think that they finally saw enough from Lauzon to take him out of the lineup. And the
Yep.
forward shuffling, I think that also was something that they finally, kind of figured out.
Yeah, they finally hit on something that really worked on a few key combinations, and that's just it's worked for them going forward.
Yeah, but a lot of the things that were really, causing them problems during that losing streak, they did seem to address them. Whether they were
Yes.
addressing them all along and it just took a while for the players to implement it, or if it was, they were trying to see if they could weather the storm and then finally decided enough was enough. I couldn't tell you, but it's working either way now. So I will give credit to Hackstall and the coaching staff because they clearly adjusted and it was for the better. Washington football team just scored a TD on the Hawks.
Yeah, they've got a lead late. It's not good.
Uh-oh. I had to watch the Sabres broadcast due to being on my phone for the first, and their broadcaster made it seem so slow compared with Forsland. At least it was weird. I will say, like, I didn't even realize they had a color guy until like over 10 minutes had gone. It was just that one guy, and yeah, maybe talks a little slow, sounded a little older. That being said, you knew something was legit happening when he got excited about something.
Well, is it Rick Jeanneret still? Is that him still?
It might have been. I missed who it
It's like
was
the
when I
classic.
came in.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, there wasn't that quite like, oh, I'm gonna try to make everything seem exciting the way other broadcasters do it. It was really like, no, I've watched hockey for like 70 years. I know when something's actually gonna happen. But yes, definitely interesting. 3 stars, RJ. Who would be your 3 stars of tonight? Let's see. McCann's got to be there. Probably first star for McCann, right?
Yeah, probably first star McCann. Man,
I'd give one to Yanni.
Yeah, I would say Yanni. Although it's getting tough because I mean I want to say wow like.
Do you want me to give you some options?
Yeah, give me some options because I like keep going back and forth. I'm like so many players just had little contributions like Susie, with the shorthanded goal. He was good. Besides that, Susie's one I would think
Susie,
of.
Donskoy, Geeky, they all had some good stuff.
Yeah, Donskoy.
Tanev though, 3 points, goal and 2 assists, and that goal
Tanev,
was amazing, right? Like,
give him a star. Tanev for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's somewhere in there. Probably McCann first star, Tanev second star, Gord third star for me.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
I know Tanev did a ton, and he could easily be for first star. I don't know. Some of those plays made by McCann were just kind of like, at least for someone who's not offensively talented like me. Uh, Vancouver beat Montreal tonight. Finally, a win for those poor Canucks fans. That's from Lindsay. Yeah, you
Good
know,
for them. They've gone through a lot.
yeah, they can have one.
Yeah, exactly. We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Everybody gets one. Hopefully, they're not going to turn everything around the way the Kraken are. But
I don't see that happening.
probably not. Donskoy still can't buy a goal. Yeah, I
It'll
mean,
come eventually, and then once it does, there'll be a few more shortly after, I think.
yeah. It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be like the last week of the season. Donskoy is going to have like 22 goals.
Yep.
It'll look like a totally normal season for all people looking back at
Exactly.
it.
Yep.
Let's see some more Seahawks talk. Saw Hackstall talking more to team tonight. I suspect the combo of winning and road trip is helping team bond, especially against these caliber of teams. I think that's a good observation there.
Agreed. And it does look like they've kind of come together a little bit more. And they were talking about the importance of those road trips early on in the season as far as just bonding a little bit, coming together. But, you kind of need the winning too, and that helps get it to the next level.
Oh, yeah. It makes everything better. Sergeant Pickles, I've been racking my brain, but how does Hackstall sort out the D pairs once Geo is back? I mean, let's put it this way. Geo will be back in the lineup, which means somebody is coming out.
It's true.
And it's probably going to be Will Borgen.
I think you're right, unfortunately.
unless somebody kind of really, has a couple bad games.
Yeah.
My guess is it's going to be Borgen
I do
again.
think they are, like on the bottom three, really, like Fleury, Soucy, and Borgen are kind of competing for that spot right now.
Yeah. That being said, I could see them wanting to keep the Vince Dunn Larson pairing together and the Alexiak Soucy pairing together. We've seen Giordano with Fleury before,
and we haven't really seen him with Borgen. So yeah, it makes too much sense.
Yeah, so my guess is Borgen comes out and then Gio will join Fleury, but that'll be their third pair.
Yeah. And that seems like the right way to do it, if that's what the three pairs are going to be.
Yeah. And then he'll probably also take back over on the power play because Vince Dunn hasn't done anything like super great on the first unit. The Kraken have some stretches with exquisite puck handling, seemingly right along with great poke checking. Do I dare say they are well coached? I mean,
I think you can go ahead and say it. I mean,
yeah,
until we see otherwise.
Yeah, we've been talking it up. Let's see. These guys are really gelling with the wins. With the wins keep coming, our guys out of lineup in danger of staying out. So I think certainly a guy like Colin Blackwell is.
Yep. Giordano, I think, is an exception.
Yeah, I think he is. And probably Yarncroke will be put back into the lineup when he's healthy.
I would think so. They'll find someone to take out.
Yeah. Probably be Brian Donato. He just seems like the first guy to go every time. Oh, well, actually, Riley Shahan.
Oh, yeah, Riley Shahan will be the first one. Yeah, that'll be who it is.
Yeah. But now we also got to see with Everlay. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I'm knocking on my wood desk, but we'll see there. I'm increasingly okay with the idea of trading Geo. It's from Alex. Okay, who are the three duds, RJ?
Okay. Again, hard to come up with three. I mean, I don't want to give Alexiak a dud just for that one turnover because he was good otherwise.
But at the same time, it's like the only goal you can totally pin on one person.
Exactly. So I'm tempted to do it. So all right, let's give him one.
Vince Dunn.
Vince Dunn. Oh, Vince Dunn for sure. Yeah. And then third one. I don't know. What do you think of Donato's game tonight?
It was okay.
I think in a game like this, that might qualify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't see anything great.
I was going to say, is it bad if we just say Everlay? Just like it was a dud because he got hurt and we didn't get to see him for the whole time? Like, is that cheesing our way out of it?
I know, right? It's a good situation to be in. Hard to pick three duds tonight, but that's what you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise I don't see. I guess Riley Shahan now because that wasn't him that almost scored earlier.
Yep, exactly. We're now getting into the point in the chat where they're reminding us.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta catch up.
I know. Are we now being like Vegas, or are we just enjoying a short dream? I still think. Yeah, I was gonna say I think somewhere in between.
Yep.
This is a team that we knew was going to be decent on paper, but maybe not Vegas levels.
It looks like that.
Yeah. My three duds, Lausanne, naturally. The Buffalo end boards and being puked on by a baby right after celebrating the empty netter. Those are some good ones there,
Someone got a
Sergeant
little too
Pickles.
excited there.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all the Johansson stuff. So Gio and Lausanne not in the lineup, and we have a winning streak. Interesting. That's from Brian.
As people have pointed out.
Man, I'm terrible at figuring out what to look for in good defensemen. Can't figure it out from stats other than ice time. I mean, that is going to be your first indication because generally a coaching staff's not going to just trot out
the indication of what the coaches think, and the coaches have a pretty trained eye.
Yeah, generally they know what's going on. I mean, it's kind of different based on their style. Like, if you were around earlier, Grizz, when I was talking about Susie, Fleury, and Will Borgen, they all do different things well. So if it's, a big, more physical guy, you want to look at, are they choosing the right times to be physical and use their body, or are they just throwing their body around all the time and then, ignoring defensive responsibilities? If they're an offensive person, are they pinching up way too much and taking, chances when they shouldn't be offensively and leading to a bunch of, odd man rushes going the other way? So part of it is you got to first kind of figure out what it is each player's, kind of archetype is, and then you can, judge them based on the criteria for that.
And one thing I do like to do real quick is, whenever there's like a big scoring chance against or a goal against or something where you could see, okay, well, this went wrong defensively somehow. Just look at which two defensemen are on the ice. That's not like a tried and true way. That's not going to get you there every time. But over the course of a season, you'll start to kind of see which guys show up there more often.
Caveat:
Yes.
Adam Larson on all those ones that were 100% on Jeremy Lauzon.
Right, and you can look a little bit further also to see like which of the two. Yeah.
I mean, there were times where Adam Larson is legit like dragging guys with him to go cover the guys Lauzon's also leaving behind.
Good point, Dylan. Yes.
That's why plus minus is a very flawed stat at times.
Yeah.
Let's see. Going back to the Geo thing, is it a bad look to have a captain on a lower line? I don't.
No,
not if they're
When
aged.
not if they're 38. I mean, lots of teams have like veteran captains, and that's just kind of where they're at in their career.
Yeah, so I think that's been, we see that a lot actually. Found it on the recording, and it was Shahan pass to Johansson for the shot. So that's what it was about.
All right. So.
Knew he was involved. I knew I heard his name, and they showed him on the camera thing. That's where it came from.
So there's a little something to it, but they clearly like me more.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rexology. No, it's because they were all right. They had all seen it, and they were all watching the Root Sports broadcast. I need to think that, RJ. But thank you, Rexology, for doing that for us. That's awesome. Valentina, still watching the game, but I'm stopping by to say hello and smash the like button. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, almost as many likes as we got viewers. And you know what, everybody? Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel. We've been like really close to 2,000 subscribers for like a month and a half now, and I do think it would be really cool if we could get there before the end of the year. So if any of you have been coming, and just double check, just look down, double check, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and tell your friends to come subscribe to the channel. That too. Yeah. We need a creative name for Alexiak and Susie line. Dudes are both 6'5" or better. Yeah, we can think of something.
We've got a suggestion here. How about Susexiak? Greg.
I do like that one, Greg. That is a fun one.
Right. You win. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, we can go with that for now, for sure. The Buffalo play-by-play guy is a Hall of Famer on his retirement tour this year. It's his 51st year of doing play-by-play.
So yes, it is Rick Jeanneret.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a legend in the industry for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was good. You knew based on his cadence when like it was legit. Like I said, guy clearly has watched hockey for a long time and knew what was up. Also explains why, a little calmer about everything. When you've been around that long, you've seen everything. Nothing surprises you anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dance party is for the wins. F-bombs were quite clear. Added to the ambiance. That's from Four Horsemen. I enjoyed it.
Hey, Dylan, in the bottom of the chat, they are pointing out. He said, "Are you where you spelled Sabres wrong?" And so I did.
Where did I
gotta
do
take
that?
that up with you on the title of the video. It's R-E.
Oh,
S-A-B-R-E-S.
yeah.
I went in and changed it after the last one.
Well, why wouldn't you tell me?
That's okay. I spotted it like right as the stream was starting. I didn't want to start the stream with that.
Well,
Hey Dylan, you're wrong.
Dylan, you're wrong.
Welcome to Post
I don't
Game
know. I
Live.
think that would. I don't think anybody would be surprised if we started a stream like that. Well, then it's also
Yeah, you're
wrong
right.
on the overlay, and that's going to be stuck for it. So, uh, yeah, spelling was never my thing. I would not have been like a writing major if it wasn't for spell check. Everybody knows that about me. And then you start throwing in all the other, different things like that when it's ER, when it's RE. It's a mess.
Yeah, too much.
Especially back when I was scouting, I always did center RE, and then that got me totally screwed up in school.
Oh yeah,
Teachers always got on me there, so it's just like one of these, like, it's all over the place, and I just get confused, and I just go with it. And as long as you're confident, no one calls you out, except for this person, obviously. But it's fine. Keep me honest. Party in the USA is Miley's worst song. No respect for that goal song.
they have individual goal songs there.
Yeah,
and Jeff Skinner
which
chose that one.
Which I like. I like the idea of doing
Okay,
that.
you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, the individual goal songs,
Yeah.
or like the choice Party of the USA, or
Well,
both?
no, if that's what Jeff Skinner wants, who cares? That's what Jeff Skinner
Okay.
wants. But I
Yeah,
like
it
the
just
idea
shows
of doing individualized goal songs.
Okay.
It's like batters walk up music in baseball. Like why wouldn't you do it individualized? You get to see the player's personality. That's like the number one problem in hockey, right?
Fair enough.
We don't get that, and then it keeps
We'll have to debate that on a future podcast too, because I disagree.
Yeah, because you're like a 75-year-old man trapped in a young man's body.
I am boring. I'll do that.
I just think that's a fun thing. It's different, and it helps out if you're gonna have an 11-goal game. You don't get bored listening to the same song over and over.
Fair enough. Yeah, if you got an 11-goal game, it gives a little variety.
Yeah. Four Horsemen. When do arenas sing "O Canada"? Does Buffalo do it for all games due to proximity? You answered your own question there. That is why.
Yep.
Otherwise, usually it's only when a Canadian team's in town.
Yep.
So much hate here for Gio. Gotta say he's more valuable than given credit for. He's done everything but run his points up. Most responsible D-man to date. Rarely just gives the puck away. That's from Scar. We'll see what's said if when his points total goes up. I mean, I'm not hating on him because he's not getting points and stuff. It's just he has struggled this year. He's just not the Gio that he used to be. That's all we've really been saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's really
which is
that's
fair.
It is. I mean, right, it is.
Like,
I think just given his play, yeah. And no, we're not saying he shouldn't be in the lineup. Just that maybe a smaller role is in order.
Yeah, and I think that's fair at this point. Certainly given how he's been playing, and the results with him out of the lineup right now are kind of speaking for themselves too, to some extent.
Yep.
And points aren't a great metric for defensemen either.
No.
Let's see. What are the McCann contract re-signing options as a restricted free agent? I mean, in the last year of his deal, they can just sign him to an extension.
Yeah, so I'll try and do this quickly. So as a restricted free agent, the Kraken will have their rights to McCann so long as they tender him what's called a qualifying offer, and that's basically like his current salary now. Just offer him like a 1-year, multi-year, whatever deal at this salary. He's not going to accept that because he deserves a raise, but they have to give that to him, and so then they keep his rights. And at that point, the Kraken have exclusive rights to him to try and sign another deal. The only way another team can go get him is if they tender what's called an offer sheet, which McCann would then have to accept. And there's different levels of compensation based on the salary and that, which we can get into more detail later. But the Kraken will be able to get it done if they want to.
I was going to say, and if he does sign an offer sheet with somewhere, and go look at the drama between the Hurricanes and Canadians this past offseason about that, if he does choose to sign an offer sheet somewhere, the Kraken have the ability to match that offer sheet.
Exactly.
So the
Kraken can always match
whatever
contract the other team gives them. So
yeah,
they always have the right of first refusal there.
Yeah. So basically, assuming the Kraken want him, he will stay with the Kraken. Like there's little avenues out. Speaking of streaks, team has been on its best run of the year since they brought the Notre Dame guy back. Coincidence? No. It's true. Let's see. Let's keep winning. So much fun. Super chat down at the bottom. Let me get there. Do you guys announce in advance when you do a live stream during a game? Great job, by the way, for the post game shows, and thank you so much, Brian, for that.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Yes, we
Um,
will. We're gonna
yes,
announce
we will.
those the first of every month when it kicks off that new month for Patreon. We'll announce which games we're doing for that month. We'll make sure that everybody has advanced knowledge of
For
that,
sure.
and we are gonna try to be doing multiple ones a month so that if you unfortunately can't make it one night, hopefully you can be there for another one. Let's see. Detroit scouting. Oh wait, no, that's not. Forsland has to stop with the "Hey, hey, what do you say?" goal call. I find it forced and awkward. What do you think about it, RJ?
I
See
love Forsland as an announcer, but I've never, I don't know, I've never liked that one, to be
what
honest. Personally, I understand like people like it, so I don't want to get like too negative with that. But I don't know. I've just never been a fan. What do you think, Dylan?
what I'm hearing is that variety when a goal is scored is a nice thing. Just like having individualized goal songs instead of the same one for all
Ah, there
20
we go,
members of a
bringing it
team.
back,
And
bringing it back.
that's what I'll say to that, Rexology. Maybe you mentioned already, but what are your thoughts on our PK right now? Is it a boom or bust approach to shorthanded goals, or giving one up? Seemed a lot of very open Sabres looks tonight. Yeah, I mean, I thought they did a good job. Obviously, on the first two, you get the shorthanded ones. You can't expect that all the time, but they've been aggressive all the time. I think tonight was more just them feeling confident, so they play a little more cocky.
Yep. And that can go both ways. It can lead to
Mm-hmm.
shorthanded goals. It can lead to giving up power play goals. But against a team like the Sabres, without a ton of weapons to really make you pay, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Try
Exactly.
doing that against the Capitals power play, and you're gonna get burned.
Oh
But
yeah.
but this wasn't that situation, so I'm okay with how they played. And I would expect to see something a little different against teams with a different look.
Yeah, I would too. But it's just one of those things that's part of playing confident, and in
Yeah.
general, you want to see that more often than not. Detroit scouting
One
report.
one more quickly though. I see at the bottom of the chat, Brian says he's got to go for tonight.
Mm,
See us on the next post game. Thank you for joining us, Brian. Thank you again for the super chat there. Just want to catch
yeah,
it before you hit it off.
yeah, it's no problem. Quick Detroit scouting report. Injuries. It's just like
Yeah.
everybody's hurt right now for them. It seems like.
Yep.
Otherwise, I mean, playing better hockey than I think anybody expected coming into this season.
Yeah, I mean, one of their priorities, going into this season was they wanted to just give teams kind of more of a run for their money. Yeah, they're not probably ready to be a playoff team yet, but they wanted to give other teams a hard time, and they're above 500, so they're certainly doing that.
Yeah, and really the big story is all those young guys are stepping up for them.
Yep.
That's really what it came to. Obviously, they haven't been a good team for several years in a row now, but all those draft picks they accumulate, and they are starting to show up on the score sheet for them. Maybe a little top heavy now. Still, the
Yeah,
depth isn't all there. That's
probably.
probably why they're not going to be a super competitive team. But that's where they're at.
Mhm.
I will be honest. I haven't watched too much of them this year.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Mostly just watching the Kraken right now, for obvious reasons.
Hmm.
Arizona beat the Jets. The more wins Arizona gets, the better I can feel about us being the
I
first
know,
one.
losing. Hey, they're out of last place.
Mm-hmm. That is something
Ottawa
there.
taking over that spot now.
Let's see. Is the Sabres thing? Do love seeing Borgen in. He's a little demon. All the free Borgen stuff. Time on ice to measure D quality. That's Seth Jones music.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Let's see. Alexiak Sushi soup truck or semi sauce. I like the
Ooh,
semi
okay.
sauce. That's good.
Yeah, I like that semi sauce.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see here.
Sorry for all
Either
the Saber stuff, Dylan. I
I,
opened up a can of worms with that one. My bad.
it's okay. Jeff's always doing this stuff in the comments to videos and stuff, so it's all good. Um, let's see here. Where is it? I just had it. Either Penny's brother and friend or Big Susiak. It's from Sergeant Pickles.
Yep.
As far as that goes, um, that's I like Penny's brother and a friend.
Yeah.
That's,
Penny's
that's
brother
brother
and
and
friend.
friend. That's pretty good actually. Um, Yeah, see Jeff agreeing with me there about the personalized goal songs.
Yep. Yep. Donskoy goal song nominees. All right, you're
That
hearing
would
it
be,
right now.
yeah, that's it. I do like the idea of the Pokemon theme for somebody. That would be really, really fun. Speaking of goal songs, I was happy after knowing the Kraken won that the Panthers scored at least once. Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World is amazing. It is.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
From NHL 03, man, the nostalgia factor.
Yes, it is. I am going to say it, though. I don't think Sweetness is even the best song on that album.
Oh, you got
And I
thoughts there?
and I know everybody's going to get on me for this, but it is Bleed American. We all know that. It's a better song.
I got to go have a listen.
That's just me. That Dylan and RJ exchange about being an old man felt more like friends than analysts, and I love it. I'm boring. Haha. Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, you get a little window into how it goes just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way
I'm boring.
things.
That's been established.
Yeah. RJ and Dylan pick what song you want and then pick a song for each other. Oh man. Do we have time for that? Let me see how many chats we've
I
got
don't
stacked up.
that might be a podcast.
That would
might
be
be
a good one,
podcast
actually.
task. Yeah, because we need time to prepare something good there.
Yeah, we'll get back to you
All
on
right.
that one.
Yep.
Also, for the record, player-specific goal songs would be my new favorite thing, and it's not even close. And then Alex, Sweetness is a banger of a goal song. I mean, look, Sweetness, it's a good song. It works as a goal song. Not the best song on that album. But see, everybody's on board with that. We have a lot of RFAs to deal with this year. That is true.
Part of the nature of the expansion draft. You just got a lot of guys to keep flexibility.
Yeah, it is. Touchdown with the point after franchise first.
Is that their first game with scoring 7?
I mean, I can't
can't
think of another one. Keep in mind they struggled with offense for a decent portion
Right,
of, this,
right. I know,
of
I
these
know, yeah.
22 games so far.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That is true. Let's see. So do we only play teams 2 times out of division? How many times do we play teams in division? Gosh, it keeps changing. Every time I think I have it down.
3 or 4 in division, and then out of division or no, is it 4 or 5? I don't remember. But out of conference, it's just like
yes.
for the teams like Buffalo, it's just 2.
Yes, out of conference.
Eastern Conference.
Out of conference for sure is 1-1. They wanted to do the like home and home kind of thing because they wanted to get every team into every arena all year long, which I do think was a smart thing for the NHL to do. To make that change so that, you know, superstars, right? Everybody gets to see Alex Ovechkin at some point come to their building every year, or Sidney Crosby or anything like that. So I do love that change, but the whole conference stuff and then the in-division stuff, it keeps changing as the divisions keep shuffling around and stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. Gotcha, makes sense. When it comes to injuries in a game, how do line rotations work? You just kind of shuffle around that spot as
you'll have guys
just
generally double shift kind of playing on both lines. Like this game, we saw Donskoy hop in when Eberle was out, so it'll be Donskoy going on that line and then Donskoy going on his own line as well.
Yeah. Everybody talk about the Susiak stuff, Susexiak and Penny's brother and friends. I just love all of that. Just need a silhouette of them together. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm here for Dylan's chill music takes. Pain is a good Jimmy World song too. Yep, you are right, Alex. I'm a fan of one really good song unifying the team.
And the unity thing is my take for why I don't like the individual goal songs, but we'll get into that later.
It's
okay. I know that's a start.
Does every locker room? Does every single team go back to the locker room and then whoever played well that night ends up?
It's about the fans rallying it with like one song. That's what it is. It's not the players.
I don't know. It says unifying the team.
Oh, fair enough.
That's the comment. That's what I'm working on. And I'm telling you, everybody goes into that locker room and whoever did good that night gets to pick the song and it is whatever song they want. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. I mean, look, it works in the Kraken's case because there is a fan component, right? With the Let's Go Kraken thing, right? But not every stadium has that. So then you're just stuck listening to the same thing kind of over and over. I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't realize this was going to be such a contentious issue all night. Love it, guys.
Yeah,
Got to go, but see you Wednesday. Good night, everyone. See you, Sergeant Pickles. Why not have 2 goal songs, a team goal song for right after the goal horn, and then player specific once they assign it to the right player in case of tips, etc. That could work.
that could work. Yeah, and that is one of the problems with the player-specific goal songs is sometimes you have goals where it's not exactly clear who scored it, and the Sharks did that. I think it was last season, and there were some goals where it just was unclear, and so they had just like a default one for players who either didn't want to choose a goal song because there were some of those, or like when it was a tip or unclear.
Yeah. I think hearing the same song over and over can psychologically break the visiting team. See Dagger Chelsea. That's a good one to bring up, I guess.
Yep.
Does Alex True get called up to take Eberle's spot if injured? That's from Hunter.
Let's see. Yeah, if Eberle's out, then
I mean, it'll depend on
call up another player.
I mean, it depends on how long Eberle's going to be out.
Yeah, exactly.
Without knowing anything.
It depends. Yeah, given the fact he was able to come back, I might not think it'd be for too long. Also depends on Yarncroke's status, but yeah, if they need another call up, I'd say True should be the guy. He's the leading scorer in Charlotte.
He's playing so well right now down there. So
seems like he's earned it.
Yeah, for sure. Hunter, and then I'm Team RJ on songs, Dylan. All right. Be that way then.
Team boring. Let's go.
Oops, I did it again. What?
Andre Schuster? Wow.
I didn't realize that was the case. But you know what? If that's what you want, I bet you that makes everybody in the arena laugh and have a good time.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day,
sure that's what Jeff Skinner's thinking with Party in the USA. Like,
I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's at the end of the day, sports are an entertainment business. And
it does breed some connection to like with the players and the fans, like because I remember with the Sharks, like Stefan Nason like became kind of a little fan favorite because he picked Hakuna Matata as the goal song.
See,
like, okay,
see, it's fun. You're even talking to yourself. All right, everybody else, take it off. It's been a long one for this. Thanks everybody for joining us. As always, another great Kraken win. We will see you all Wednesday after that Detroit game.
Yep, see ya.